For Pacifica Radio, I'm Scott Baba. A senior Ukrainian official says an exchange of prisoners between Russia and Ukraine from their more than 3-year war is underway. He spoke on condition of anonymity because he was not authorized to speak publicly. Moscow did not immediately confirm the exchange was underway. Ukraine and Russia agreed to the exchange of 1,000 prisoners from each side a week ago in Turkey, in their first direct peace talks since the early weeks of Moscow's 2022 invasion of its neighbor. That meeting lasted only 2 hours and brought no breakthrough in international diplomatic efforts to stop the fighting. At least 60 people were killed by Israeli strikes across Gaza in a 24-hour period. This according to Gaza's health ministry today. Israel is pressing ahead with its military offensive and is letting in only minimal aid to the Strip. 10 people were killed by strikes in the southern city of Khan Yunis, 4 in the central town of Deir al-Balah, and 9 in the Jabalia refugee camp in the north. Israel is facing mounting international criticism for its latest offensive and pressure to let aid into Gaza amid a catastrophic humanitarian crisis. The Strip has been under an Israeli blockade for nearly 3 months, according to the United Nations. Experts have warned that many of Gaza's 2 million residents are at high risk of famine. Harvard University is suing to challenge the Trump administration's decision to bar the Ivy League school from enrolling foreign students. The school says that's an unconstitutional retaliation for defying the White House's political demands. Harvard filed a lawsuit today in federal court in Boston that says the government's action violates the First Amendment and Due Process Clause. This comes after the Trump administration revoked Harvard University's ability to enroll international students yesterday in its escalating battle with the Ivy League school. The administration said thousands of current students must transfer to other schools or leave the country. Ira Spitzer reports.
In a letter, Homeland Security Director Kristi Noem accused Harvard of failing to comply with a request for records related to some students who held foreign visas, and said the Trump administration was holding Harvard accountable for fostering violence, anti-Semitism, and coordinating with the Chinese Communist Party on its campus. Last month, Harvard sued the government over pressure to impose changes to its curriculum, admissions policies, and hiring practices. A Harvard spokesperson called the administration's action unlawful and said that foreign students enrich the university and the nation immeasurably. Nearly 7,000 international students were enrolled at Harvard last year. Ira Spitzer, San Francisco.
A federal judge blocked President Donald Trump's executive order to dismantle the Education Department and ordered the agency to reinstate employees who were fired in mass layoffs. The administration said it would challenge the ruling. U.S. District Judge Myung Jun in Boston granted a preliminary injunction yesterday, stopping the Trump administration from carrying out 2 plans announced in March that sought to work toward Trump's goal to dismantle the department. It marks a setback to one of the Republican president's campaign promises. National Education Association President Becky Pringle called the ruling a win against the administration's goal of privatizing public schools.
Public education is the foundation of this or any democracy. We need people to pay attention.
The ruling came in 2 consolidated lawsuits that said Trump's plan amounted to an illegal closure of the Education Department. The U.S. Justice Department filed lawsuits against 4 states this month, claiming their climate actions conflict with federal authority and President Donald Trump's energy dominance agenda, raising questions over states' abilities to take climate action without federal opposition. Catherine Carley reports.
The Justice Department is suing 4 states for tackling climate change. New York, Vermont, Michigan, and Hawaii enacted so-called climate superfund laws, which charge oil companies billions to help pay for climate damage. Nick Jansen with Maine Conservation Voters says his state should push ahead.
The longer we delay in setting up a program like this, the higher that bill is going to be and the more strain communities are going to be under.
I'm Catherine Carley for Pacifica Network and Public News Service.
The Trump administration moved yesterday to terminate the 1997 Flores Settlement Agreement, the landmark court decree requiring humane treatment of migrant children and limiting their detention to 72 hours. Government attorneys called the pact a, quote, intrusive regime that encourages unlawful migration, while immigrant advocates and children's rights groups vowed to defend what they call essential protections. The motion argues new laws render Flores unnecessary. Opponents, including the Center for Human Rights and Constitutional Law, warn its removal would endanger children. A hearing over the motion is set for July. I'm Scott Baba for Pacifica Radio.